هم ينكثون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين. وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تعتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون ولا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون. فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون. إنا أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم. وامتعظوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أحد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم. ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون. هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون. اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون. ولو نشاء لتمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون. ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون. ومن نؤمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون. وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين. أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا نعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون. واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون. فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون. أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين. وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم. الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون. أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون. فاتحة.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات الله صل على محمد. ہے سلام اس پہ جو کہتی تھی میرے بیر حسین، ہے سلام اس پہ جو کہتی تھی میرے بیر حسین، خاک میں کس نے ملا دی تیری تصویر حسین، تم تو پردیس میں سر اپنا کٹا کر سوئے، ننگے سر آئی ہے مجرے کوئی ہمشیر حسین، کیا عبادت کا تمہیں شوق تھا اللہ اللہ، تہ شمشیر بھی جاری رہی تکبیر حسین، اماں زہرا کا جنازہ تو اٹھاتا شب کو، مجھ کو بلوے میں لیے جاتے ہیں بے پیر حسین، تیرے لاشے کو کفن بھی نہ ملا میرے اخی، سر پہ چادر بھی نہیں کیا کروں تدبیر حسین، تازیانے تیرے بچوں کو لگاتے ہیں لئی، کس گناہ کیے ہمیں دیتے ہیں تعزیر حسین، تیرے رتبے کی کسی نے نہ شناشائی کی، یہ نہ سمجھے کہ قرآن کی تفسیر حسین، رات دن ورد زبان تھا میرے بھائی بھائی، اب اکھی کس کو کہے زینب دلگیر حسین، شام کو جاتی ہوں میں تم کو خدا کو سونپا، میرے مظلوم اکھی کشتا ہے شمشیر حسین، شاہ کے حلقے بری دا سے آئی یہ صدا، سر بھی ہمراہ چلے گا تیرے ہمشیر حسین، محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللہ۔
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على النبي الأمي الهاشمي القرشي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله اللهم صل محمد وآل محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We have gathered here to remember a great personality, Zainab alayhi salam. Recite the salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. She has many titles associated to her. One of the titles that inshallah we'll be looking at today, and you have heard many times, and probably is the most popular title of hers, is that of Masa'ib, whereby she is the mother of difficulties and trials and tribulations. I was looking through the messages that were going through WhatsApp, and one of the interesting messages that came was, she is a role model for us. How is it possible, and how is it that we can understand and appreciate that she is a role model for us? If we were to delve deeper into her life, maybe we can understand why, if she is Masa'ib, it's actually a praise. How can you praise somebody who is the mother of tribulations? Is that a praise, or it's just a quality of this? How is it possible that she says, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila, I have seen nothing but beauty, while all she saw was bala? How is it possible that someone sees only bala, and yet they say, I see only beauty? There must be something there. There is something that is different between something that is apparent and something that is batini, that is hidden behind the curtains. She is seeing something that I am not seeing. In our lives, we have so many things that are happening, so many troubles that we are facing, so many masa'ib that we are facing. Can we also be, for example, the fathers and mothers of masa'ib, in a way that we are praised for being the fathers and mothers of masa'ib? Inshallah, let us discuss about this today. One of the titles that you must have seen in the ziyarat yesterday was that she is called Radiya, that she is the one who was pleased. Our nafs has different states. One of the states of the nafs, how it is in a current situation, what is its feeling? If you were to describe it, what is its nafs? Or who am I at this moment? One of these states is called mutma'inna, which means this nafs is now calm. If you were to see this person facing all the masa'ib, yet he is calm. You see this person, you feel like he has no issue. In the Quran, Surah Al-Fajr, it says, Ya ayatuhan nafsul mutma'inna. So there is a nafs mutma'inna that is calm, serene, is calm. It doesn't have any issues. Irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiya. You are mutma'inna. Now come back to your Lord, radiya, mardiya. Now come back to your Lord pleased. You are pleased and Allah is pleased with you. As if to say, you can be mutma'inna and calm, but in order to rise higher, you have to be pleased now. Not only okay with your situation, but also pleased with your situation. She is called Radiya. She was not only Masa'ib in the sense that she was okay with her troubles, she was also Radi and happy with her troubles. It's a very strange state. how can she be crying outside and yet she be pleased with her state? It seems like they are going against each other. It's a contradiction. Imam Amirul Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajum, says that there are some qualities of a Radi person. He mentions 3 qualities. Number 1, they are never grieved. They are never mahzun. They never have this huzuni in their heart. Is it possible that you are never with grief in your heart? So the scholar says this huzn that they are talking about, this grief that they are talking about is not a regular grief. It's a grief in which you don't complain. Everyone has grief, apparent grief, all troubles that they are facing. Their child passes away, they have some grief. Family members pass away, they have a grief. But they are not complaining. They are not complaining. Number 2, they are never angry. Is it possible that the person is never angry in his life? You mean to say the Ahlul Bayt were never angry? No, this anger is such an anger that it does not lead to doing wrong actions. Anger is the power, as they say in philosophy, of repelling something. In a war, if you are not angry, then you won't be able to repel your enemy. But this person is angry to repel his enemy, but is not angry for whatever is falling upon him. He is happy. And number 3, this is very interesting. His patience in the time of musibah increases. We face musibah, we break down. I break down. But this person, when he faces musibah, he becomes stronger. He becomes more patient. That is the person who's Radi. Recite the salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajum. So the question is now, should we never complain? Is complaining a bad thing? A scholar had mentioned this point, but a very interesting point. I want to use it over here. He says that we have in the Quran about Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. When he faces all the trouble, when his son, they so-called take him away and they complain and they say that this son of yours, Yusuf alayhi salam, has been killed by the wolf. And he is crying. He is sad to the state that whereby his eyes became white. Here he complains. Look at the verse, what it says. Qala, when they tell him that what are you doing, you are crying so much. He says, Qala innama ashku bathi wa huzni. I am only, for your information, he says, for your information, I am only expressing my grief, bath, wa huzni, my internal grief. To who? Am I complaining about Allah, that what has happened to me? Ilallah. Ashku bathi wa huzni ilallah. I am putting my complaints to Allah, not about Allah. You can complain about something to Allah, but don't complain about Allah Himself. Oh Allah, what you are doing to me, I am okay with it. I am happy with it. I am complaining about my current situation, what is going on with me. That is what I am complaining about. The verse continues, وَأَعْلَمُ مِنَ اللَّهِ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. The strong point over here to emphasize that he actually was complaining for his state. He says that I know some things from Allah that you do not know. It is said that he knew that Yusuf alayhi salam was alive. Why? Because they said that the wolf ate the Prophet alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam. But you see, the shirt is fine. So definitely the wolf did not eat the Prophet alayhi salam. In fact, it is said that he also asked the angel of death, have you taken the soul of Yusuf alayhi salam? The angel of death says, no, I haven't taken the soul of Yusuf alayhi salam. So he knew what was happening, but he still complains. He complains, look at these people around me. What are they doing? This is a Nabiullah, Waliullah. He is complaining about what is happening to here. He has tried his best, but nothing is happening now. In this state of huzn and grief and masa'ib, he goes to Allah and tells Allah, solve my issue for me, Allah. I cannot do anything over here. And in this light now, a scholar says, Sayyid Ahmad Karbala, he says, a person comes and asks him that, how is it that we can bring an internal state of crying? How can we feel like crying? So he gives a very interesting example to explain this point. He says, have you ever heard of anyone teaching a mother whose child has passed away how to cry? This mother, his child has passed away, her child has passed away, Does anybody come and tell her, this is how you should cry for your child? Nobody teaches her. In fact, or have you heard people imitating a mother whose child has passed away? She's crying like this because she has lost her child. Let me also cry like her. You can't. It's not possible. You can't cry like the mother. Why? If someone who has no pain wishes to cry, he will be confused how to cry. You do not feel the pain of the mother. Therefore, you will not cry like the mother. You need to feel the pain. That's when you will cry. Therefore, he says, if we face hardship, if we face musibat, that's when we will understand. That's when we will understand and be able to cry. There's a statement that is very popular in our hadith that says, Allah says, Ana jalisu man jalasani. I am sitting next to the person who sits with me. Allah is saying, He is sitting next to you. You are not sitting with Him. He is going to sit next to you. Who? The one who actually feels the pain. Then he calls out to Allah, I am feeling pain now. Please come and sit with me. And Allah will say, I was always waiting for you. When do you call me? But only that person will complain and call to Allah to come and sit with him and help him out, the one who feels pain, the one who goes through musibat. Bibi Zainab felt that musibat, and that's when she was able to call out to Allah. And when she called out to Allah, she saw only beauty there. She saw only something that nobody could ever understand. That is where maybe is one of the reasons she is called alima ghair muallama. She has not been taught. There are some things she has experienced that you cannot teach. You have to go through some phases. That's when you get this understanding. Recite the salawat, please. Muhammad salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajum. I'll mention this last point. In the Quran, we have a exposition, you can say, of how people, normal people, react whenever they face problems. So it says, for example, in the surah, Innal insana khuliqa halua. Insan has been made, he likes halua. No, that's not what he's saying. Insan has been made, he's greedy and impatient. Insan is such that he's impatient. Allah tries to explain, what does it mean? Why is he greedy and impatient? Allah says, إِذَا مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ جَزُوعًا. When an evil touches him, he's faced with a difficulty. He's faced with an evil. What does he do? Jaza faza. He starts complaining. He says, why this? Why that? Why is it happening to me? Why only me? وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الْخَيْرُ مَنُوعًا. But when a good touches him, when he's rich, affluent, he's happy, he is not providing others. Why? It's as if this person now thinks, it's me. I am the one. Allah said, but there are some people who are not like this, who do not think about themselves. When they are happy and when they are in the good state, then they actually are stopping others from getting and sharing this benefit without giving. They don't give charity, for example. And when they are suffering, they start complaining here, they start complaining there, they start complaining to this person, they start complaining to that person. Saying this person is not like this. Which person? Illa al-musallin. Except the ones who are praying. So I am praying, but I'm still doing the same thing. This musalli is the one in his salah, he is connected to Allah. When a person is suffering, but he puts salat in front and he connects to Allah, then he will not complain to anybody else, he will complain to Allah. In that state, when he gets the musibat, he will not start complaining to each and every person, he will complain to Allah, he will connect back to Allah. When he gets something good, he is a musalli, his connection is with Allah. He said, I have got this from Allah, let me give back to him. His connection is with Allah. In fact, what kind of a person? The verse continues, إِلَّا الْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ دَائِمُونَ. The ones who in their salat, they are forever in their salat. Does it mean they are forever reciting salat? Yes, that could be a meaning. They are always reciting salat. Or the other meaning could be, they are in salat, they are connected to Allah. That is salat. Outside salah, the ritual salah, they are still connected to Allah. You see this person in salah, his state of connection with Allah is the highest. But when he finishes salah, his connection with Allah does not get cut off. He is still connected to Allah. That is the purpose of musibat, one of the purposes of musibat. That this musibat turns you and makes you realize you are a servant, you are dependent, you don't have everything in your power. You need to connect yourself to Allah. that is when you will feel that Allah is with you. Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, recite the salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. So this. Probably this is one of the meanings of Ma Raitu Illa Jamila. That she saw that in all this musibah, for some reason now I'm connected even closer to Allah. Aba Abdullah alayhi salam has become more closer to Allah. I've seen it now. I've seen it. So in our musibah, what is our reaction? Is it anger? Why does this happen to me? Or is it realization that there is a higher power who's controlling all the affairs, the independent one? And therefore I am dependent. I need to go to the independent to solve my issues. I will suffer, but the more I suffer, the more I realize I am dependent and he is independent. The more I realize I need to connect back to him. Recite the salawat, please. But it's all very easy to say, but very difficult to do. Therefore, one of the purposes of Masaib that we are going to recite, inshallah, may Allah give us the tawfiq, is that tawassul in Iran, they say that when they want to recite the Masaib, they say, let's do some tawassul. You would think maybe they are going to recite some lines of dua tawassul or something. But what they do is they start reciting Masaib. Masaib is a way to connect to the Ahlul Bayt. Masaib is a way that if you connect to the Ahlul Bayt by remembering their gum, they will remember you. And that's when you reach higher. We are very simple people. We don't know how to go towards Allah. We need somebody, some assistant, some helper who will take our hand and pull us up. Masaib will connect us with them. That's when they will pick our hand and pull us up. So inshallah, let's remember the Bibi and hope that she accepts our Masaib and connects us back to Allah. Assalamu alayki ya Zainab al-Kubra. Zainab is called Ummul Masaib. She has seen lots of troubles in her lifetime. She saw the passing away of her grandfather, Rasulullah. She saw how her mother cried in the court of the Khulafa. Only she understood how a mother stood there with her broken ribs. She understood the cries of her father Ali when, as he buried her mother, saying, Kallimini, talk to me, O Fatima. Ali has become alone and he has no one to talk to. She saw the night when Hassan alayhi salam was on his deathbed with the family around him. They see Hassan trembling as his liver was being torn apart by the poison. She bore patiently in all this trouble. She has seen a lot and understood a great deal. That is why she is called Aqila. She understood these things. She was there on that night when Ali alayhi salam takes the hand of Hussein. What are you planning to do, Ya Ali? He takes the hand of Abbas alayhi salam and places it with Hussein. From today onwards, Abbas is under your care. Let there not come a time that Hussein is left alone in Karbala. Oh Hussein, Don't let Abbas out of your sight. But the time came when Zainab saw Sayyid al-Shuhada go towards Abbas. He comes back from the Furat, but Abbas is not there with him. Abbas is not there to be seen. She gathers all the ladies and they cry out, I have lost a brother Abbas. I have lost a defender Abbas. Why? I am not seeing you before my eyes, Abbas. She moves forward after the events of Karbala. She takes charge of the caravan. She becomes a leader of the ladies. They reach the courtyard of Ibn Ziyad. What suffering she faced in Ibn Ziyad's court. Ibn Sa'd gives out a command, a terrible command. He calls out that all the ladies should be brought unveiled upon camels without shades, just like the captives of the Arabs. How is it possible that the lady of purity be brought forward without a veil? Ibn Ziyad ordered that the severed head of Imam Hussein be brought before him. What musibat did they face? They were taken and paraded in the streets of Kufa. They were dragged around like the slaves of Arabia. Can you imagine what Zainab must have been feeling in her heart? Oh Hussein, is it enough of a musibah to come in front of them without a protector above? But my brother, how can I bear to see your blessed head be placed before me? How can my brother see me in this state? You know what must have been the greatest musibah of Zainab? When the son of Ziyad took that cane in his hand, he placed the head of Hussein before him. What are you planning to do? How dare he hit the teeth of Hussein with his cane? Doesn't he know that Zainab is watching? Not only her, did he not see Sakina and Ruqayya watching their father's head? How can the young daughter see her father's head before his eyes? Hussein. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب وينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. معكم حسين.
Zainab, 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 कहते थे शाह करबला, Zainab, 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 चलती रही शे पर छुरी, रोती रही दर पर खरी, मौला अली की लाडली कहती थी किस्मत मेरी میں دختر مشکل کشا، میں دختر مشکل کشا، زینب 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 اب زینب بھائی میرا مارا گیا دشت بلا میں بے خطا، چھینی گئی تیری ردا بنت علی او فاطمہ، کیا ظلم کی تھی انتہا، کیا ظلم کی تھی انتہا، زینب 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 قاسم نہیں اکبر نہیں عباس اور سرور نہیں، جھولے میں اب اصغر نہیں، شبیر کا لشکر نہیں، دے اب کسے بن میں صدا، دے اب کسے بن میں صدا، زینب 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 بھائی پرا ہے بے کفن، تیروں سے ہے چھلنی بدن، ٹکڑے ہوئے ابن حسن، اجرا ہے زہرا کا چمن، اصغر کا جو لا جل گیا، اصغر کا جو لا جل گیا، زینب 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 کہتے تھے شاہ کربلا، کہتے تھے شاہ کربلا، زینب 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 سورة اللہ الفاتحہ۔
اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، اللهم تابع بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام على الحسن والحسين سيد شباب أهل الجنة، السلام عليكم يا أئمة المأسومين من ذرية الحسين عليهم السلام، السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس يا ابن أمير المؤمنين يا باب الحوائج، السلام عليك يا زينب الكبرى يا أم المصائب، السلام عليكم جميعا شهداء كربلاء ورحمة الله وبركاته، السلام عليك يا مولاي وابن مولاي، السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء، السلطان أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء، السلام عليك يا فاطمة معصومة ورحمة الله وبركاته، السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان، الأمان الأمان الأمان، السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان، عجل الله تعالى فرجك وصحل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك، وارزقنا في الدنيا لزيارتك وفي الآخرة شفاعتك. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، ومختلف الملائكة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على